So I'm looking at our first horse. Right away I can tell you what I like the most about him is his expression. His ears are starched forward. Um, he's got seems like a nice rhythm about him. He looks interested, he looks happy, he's very balanced, very well turned out. She has a nice pace going to the first jump. She meets the first jump. Very nice. He gave a very good effort. So this is telling me this is a nice quality horse. So comes around the turn, again, ears up. She moves up to a nice distance. But then she, as you notice that she pulled the rail behind, unfortunately. So immediately that's going to go down to a 45 on my card. So she can't get any better than that. Meets the next jump nice, 6 strides. Jumps out beautifully. Again, quite a lovely horse. I love how workmanlike his canter is. He's always in front of her leg. Gives a nice jump. She's a little deep there. Has to ride a little forward out. But again, she's at that 45 already for the rail. Then goes to the single oxer. Meets it nice. He just shifts a little bit left there. So given that she had the rail, it's still quite a lovely horse, and it was a very, very nice round, but unfortunately she lowered the height of the jump, and in the working hunter, for me, that's an automatic 45. So this rider chose to pick up the right lead right out of the gate. So I'm just looking at the quality of the canter as this horse canters across the ground and his expression. He looks like he's got a nice even rhythm. He's staring through the bridle nicely, looks very cadenced from here. So as she approaches the first jump, good, a little bit deep to the first jump, and I'm kind of noticing that this horse is a little bit flat across his top line. So now this will give me a better view over here. Met that jump nice, but again, he's just kind of a little bit slow with his front legs, a little bit low with his front legs, and a little bit of a stiff top line. So there's a little bit of a form issue, but again, a nice cadence, good expression. Jumped in very nice there. Jumped out very nice there. Again, just kind of noting the form with his front legs. They could be tighter and a little bit higher. She's a little bit deep there, and that's again where that form issue starts to show itself when she was a little bit close to the end of that line. He got a little bit deep and lost his form as a result of that. Last jump, a little shift off the ground and swapped in front before he left the ground. So given that this horse has a jump with a little bit of a looser front end or lower front end, a little stiffer top line, nice cadence, a little deep to the end of the outside line, a little bit of a swap in front of the last oxer, I'm going to score her a 69. Good, so our third horse on course. Can't see much going up the side, so it seems like she's picking up her pace. Looks like a smaller horse. He has a little spook there. Looks very alert. A little bit quick. Looks a little bit unsure. First jump, it jumped in very good style, but again, it's kind of building up speed around the turn, getting quicker and quicker. quite long and to the 6, and then she's quite deep coming out. So I'm going to mark that on my card. It's just a excessive speed with a swap and then another swap. So everything's just kind of unraveling with quite a few penalties being accrued. A little chippy into that line, jumps out a little bit long, gets the lead change, but then again spooks on the end of the ring, and then she meets the last jump. So overall, very, very fast, very, very worried. It actually has quite a lovely jump, but just it's a little bit unsure on this day. So with all the swapping and the quickness and the deeps and the longs, I'm going to score this rider a 62. So our 4th horse on course, coming around the turn, has a beautiful expression, very nice canter, rhythmic, stays within himself, but overall a very pretty horse. Lots of eye appeal. Canters up to the first jump, slightly lifts its head, gives a nice effort. Very balanced, and I like the rhythm of this horse. She's using the whole ring as well as a rider. Little waiting, but she fit it in, and now we're just going to look to see if she can make it match, and she did, and a really beautiful jump out. He used his neck well, he used his legs well, and he lands and he's balanced. He's not getting quick, he's staying at the same pace that she had before. She did a really good job making that 6 work. She was straight out of the turn. Again, the horse lands nice and balanced and gets right back into the rhythm that he started with. Going around the gate, jumps a little over its front end, coming in, but a beautiful effort. So every time this horse jumps an oxer, for me, he pluses. Jumps it nice in, but extra special out. And then I'm just looking for the last jump. It's maybe a little quick off the ground there, but you know, I'm splitting hairs. This is a really, really quality hunter. Pretty look. It's very elegant to look at. Little trip at the end, but I mean, overall, just a super, super ride. No major faults, just little splitting hair, just things that would keep him. He's going to be in the 80 category. So I'm giving the score an 80. So the 5th horse on course, coming around the corner, it's a very pretty canter. It was a little spook there, so I'm going to note that. It was a little bit more than, you know, nothing horrible, but just definitely going to note that. Nice canter, very sweet jump, very nice jump, landed left, super balanced, really pretty canter. His head and neck are a little bit stiff, so I'm going to keep an eye on that. Little deep there, and now we're going to see if she can match it coming out. Yeah, just right. So I'm not going to, that's kind of a check for me. Again, a little worried on the end of the ring, and he gets a little quick there, so I'm going to note that. Little long coming in, and see if she can manage it coming out. Little slightly deep, so just little minor penalties here and there, but overall a very nice type of horse. I love his expression. He looks forward. There, she's a little bit deep. It's not really major, but definitely was a little deeper than she'd like. Cantered out nice. Again, quite a big spook. So now I've spooked like 3 or 4 times, so we're definitely going to take that into consideration. Very nice oxer out. So just a little bit, spooky on the end of the ring. Overall, a nice round. I would say she had just tiny little things, and given the spook, I'm going to score this 75. So she picks up the canter right from the gate and gets up to pace. Very cute horse. I love where he puts his head and neck. I like the connection that she has with him. He's a little chompy in the bit, but nothing horrible. But what a beautiful horse. What a beautiful expression. And really, really, really love that canter. Hoping the canter matches the jump. Lovely jump. Nice lead change. Really cute horse. Such a nice type. A little bit deep there, and then she had the rail, if you notice. Good, and then jumps out, but again, she has the rail, lowered the height of the jump in a working hunter, so now she's going down to 45. Really nice around the turn. Very pretty jump. Lands nice and forward, scopes the next jump. Really good on the out. So it's unfortunate she had the rail because this is such a nice type of horse. Such a beautiful canter, such a beautiful rhythm, and such a sweet jump. Right down the middle, jump straight as an arrow on the way out over the oxer. Beautiful use of the ring. Horse's balance when he lands. He kind of slows himself up and uses that end of the ring so pretty. Lovely expression on the out. Land got caught up in the dirt a little bit, but again, we've already lowered the height of the jump, unfortunately, so she's a 45. So now we have two 45s. So now we have to kind of pick which one over the other if it were a tie break in this instance, and I would choose this horse just because he matches more of our ideal looking hunters. So this horse has a really, really nice expression. His ears went straight forward. Um, as he goes on the end of the ring, he's just maybe a little behind the vertical and a little high-headed for a working hunter, but overall a little long to the first jump. I would note that as a minor, but a little bit long, but not too bad. Comes around the turn nice, starting to kind of chomp on the bit. And she's a little deep in, and he lost his form quite a bit out. And again, a little deep out of the 6 and lost his form. So this horse is, more of a poor jumper. I'm going to note that his form, again, is just kind of getting worse as he goes along, and he's really forgetting his front legs and losing his style. So he's losing a lot of style points as a hunter. Little deep here, and again, just falls apart. Does the right number of strides, but adds a bow in it with a little lead change, so a lot going wrong, a lot on top of the horse's style and way of going. So we have a lot of long, a short, we have more of a major in the middle where she bows up And because this horse's style is poor, and due to all the penalties, major and minor on course, this horse scores a 50, still stays above the two that had a rail, but stays below all the other horses that completed the course.